He's pretty mentally weak in the ring. You know, as soon as things don't start going his way,
Yeah,
he starts to crumble, and things aren't going to go his way. So I think he's going to
kind of
crumble.
crazy. Yeah.
Jake Paul reacts with surprise after intense sparring clips of Gervonta Davis surface online. Jake admits that criticism and doubt actually fuel his motivation, making every fight even more exciting. He emphasizes that he's been training hard and staying laser-focused. Confidently, Jake adds that he's wanted to fight Tank for a long time, and now that it's happening, he truly believes he can win.
And on business and
Yeah,
say the other
I mean-
person's gonna win. I like it.
So when
It makes it fun.
When he lay your boy out, you know what I mean?
He's my boy too.
I
I love Mike.
I mean, Mike will move from this side to this side without you knowing exactly at which moment.
Showbiz The Adult responds passionately to critics who claim Gervonta Davis only accepted the fight for money. He argues the situation is far more complex than people realize. According to Jake Paul, the contract includes a special knockout bonus, which completely changes the fight's dynamics. If a major bonus is on the line, Showbiz explains, Tank will fight with maximum intensity, he won't risk being the one knocked out. The fight becomes about both money and legacy. Critics overlook the psychological side of it. Tank's pride as a fighter means he can't stomach the idea of losing to a YouTuber turned boxer. Showbiz believes Tank's reputation matters more than any paycheck, and that Jake's comments about the knockout bonus have only made the matchup more personal and intense.
You guys told me that Gervonta Tank Davis is just taking this fight for a payday. He's just trying to get to the bag. Well, you got the fight itself, which is a payday, and you got a KO bonus on top of that, a big bonus. That's what Jake Paul said.
They're going to get a big, big bonus.
And they got a side bet of $2 million.
Let's make it two.
Y'all gonna shake on it?
Yeah.
Shake on it?
Jake, $1
Shake
million.
on it?
2 mil?
2 mil?
2 mil. Let's do
2
it.
mil. Go get it, shake.
Oh, they're shaking left here.
2 mil.
There we go.
Oh, my fuck.
Why not get the entire bag? Whenever I got good food on my plate, I clean the plate. There is no reason to bull jive. Hold on. Because I'm gonna play some Marvel Rivals. Let me get all this together. I'm gonna be playing some Marvel Rivals later. Hold on, let me get my blind. Toujours, cause no cream. And yes, no cream. Because I'm fired up today. I got on the scale today and I'm 209 pounds. Okay, you guys know that I'm on the fitness journey. I'm showing you guys my video journal. And I started at 217 pounds where I started all this 12 days ago. And I'm telling you, I'm seeing faint abs. Hold on, the faint abs. Woo! The faint abs! The faint abs! The faint abs! I'm telling you, it'll be back. I will be back. I want my Terminator shit. And when I'm done, I'm going to tell you guys my secret and exactly how I did it. I'm talking about step by step, everything. I'm going to be in great shape like I was. When I turned 45 and all the gray in the beard, I was just like, it ain't over, bro. It ain't over. Hold on. Let me. Ooh, Dr. Doom. Okay. All right. But listen. A lot of you guys calling this a fake fight and all this shit. I'm going to quote one of you in the war room. I forgot, one of my show business partners said, was it Justin Hill? I forgot who it was. You guys said, you said something like, and if I misquote you, I'm sorry, but it was dope. You said something like, if this is a fake fight, it definitely has real consequences. I keep telling you guys, man, if it goes on their real record or not, whatever it is, you know what you saw. It's just like Ryan Garcia versus Devin the American Dream Haney. Devin Haney is still undefeated, but we know what we saw. You cannot erase what we saw. If Jake Paul knocks out Tank Davis, there's some real circumstances. The shit goes viral, and I'm going to lose $10,000. Jake Paul isn't just going to win in this exhibition, but he's also going to get a knockout bonus and an extra $2 million.
Veteran trainer Robert Garcia weighs in with a seasoned perspective. He says there's nothing inherently wrong with Tank taking this fight, it's his career and his choice, but the timing feels off. Garcia compares the situation to legends like Mayweather, Tyson, and Pacquiao, who didn't take exhibition-style fights until after they'd cemented their legacies with major titles. Tank, he argues, hasn't reached that stage yet. Fans are still waiting for him to take on defining fights, the ones that make history and silence critics. The frustration, Garcia says, isn't about this fight specifically, but what it represents. Instead of facing top-tier opponents like Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney, Tank chose a flashy clash with Jake Paul. To Garcia, that feels like skipping a chapter in his story. He warns that chasing spectacle over substance could damage Tank's reputation, calling the matchup premature, a distraction rather than a step toward greatness.
Stop the contest before something like that, but I don't know, what's your just take on the whole thing?
I'm not very interested. That doesn't excite me. I know it's going to do really good numbers. I know they're making a lot of money, which is good for them, good for Tank, because in boxing that's what everybody looks for. I think it's, the good thing is they announced it as an exhibition, which is, I'm okay with it. Everybody does it. Mayweather has done it. Ali did it. The only thing, my personal opinion is, Tank, they all did it when they had already accomplished so much. They already did so much. Mayweather did everything in boxing and accomplished everything. Muhammad Ali did the same, and many others that have done it. I think Tank never gave us the fights that we really wanted. Never really gave us those challenges. He never really challenged himself. He didn't give Rhodes that rematch, which he should have. Mayweather did it when he had a hard time with Maidana and Castillo. Right away, he did the rematches to prove everybody wrong, and look at what he did. He beat him clearly. So Tank should have done the same. He didn't. That I could criticize, but then at the end also, if you're making 30 to 50 million, I don't even know what he's making to fight, to have an exhibition against just Jake Paul, I would have asked. I would do the same.
No one would say no to that, right?
If I had one of my fighters get an offer to fight a big celebrity, a big YouTuber for $20-30 million, I would probably do the same. So I don't blame him. It's boxing. At the end of his career, 20 years from now, nobody's gonna care how many belts he won or who he fought.
Boxer Bernie Thaw gives a blunt take. He mocks fans who say they're happy for Tank's payday, arguing they're missing the point. Tank isn't broke, he's one of the highest-paid fighters of his generation. What fans really care about, Bernie insists, is competition, not income. Boxing fans follow the sport for excitement, skill, and rivalries, not for financial bragging rights. Bernie says the real storyline worth watching is whether Lamont Roach can defeat Isaac Pitbull Cruz, Tank's toughest past opponent. If Roach wins, it raises serious questions about Tank's standing and performance. According to Bernie, Tank needs meaningful fights to keep his respect in the sport. Money fights like this one may fill bank accounts, but they don't build legacy, which is what true boxing fans care about most.
Rematch with Tank, and it's I kind of don't really care about the fight no more. Starting to lose a little steam.
But I'm saying, if he stops Pitbull Cruz, right? Don't you think that people would want to see, Lamont and Tank more due to the fact that, Tank had a hard time with Pitbull?
No, I think people just want to see Tank versus Lamont because Lamont, he had a hard time with Lamont. It's just like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. People just like controversy. People just like, you know what I'm saying? So people like to see finished business. They don't want to leave it unfinished. And that's what the intrigue is. They want people want to see finished business. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the intrigue of the fight. And it doesn't make no sense why they taking so fucking a fight, Everybody keeps saying that, Tank getting the money, but is we getting the fucking money? Is we bidding out for the fucking money? Is he gonna give us some of the money? Are we waiting on him to feed us any bit? No. I want what I want. Fuck that. I'm selfish. I'm a fan. I want to see the fucking fight. I don't want to see no fucking circus. You know what I'm saying? So for everybody saying, oh, he get back, who gives a fuck? I hope he do get. He already rich as fuck. He already won 30 million in the last fight or something. He got more money than I'm ever gonna have. I don't give a fuck. I want to see the fights. I'm a fucking boxing fan. I want to see a fucking fight. I don't want to see no fucking farce. Fuck. Motherfucker count another motherfucker pockets. They all getting paid. These motherfuckers getting paid millions. Boy, we making how much? 60,000, 40,000 every motherfucking day, going to work 9 hours a day and shit. And then coming home with come on, waiting on income tax and shit like that to get some big bread. Come on, man. I'm talking about the average person.
Lamont Roach speaks carefully but firmly about the controversy. He says he doesn't fault Tank for taking the Jake Paul fight. It's a huge opportunity any fighter would consider, but he criticizes how it was handled. Roach reveals that his own contract with Tank included a rematch clause, yet Tank went silent and signed with Jake without any communication. To Roach, that's unprofessional and disrespectful between fighters. He admits he might have done the same in Tank's position, but would have ensured things were handled properly. What bothers him most isn't the fight itself, but the lack of transparency. Boxing, he says, should be built on mutual respect. By skipping obligations to chase a spectacle, Tank may have damaged that principle. Roach concludes that while the move benefits Tank financially, it leaves a bad taste for those who value fairness in the sport.
Right for not executing that rematch. Is it safe to say that there was some money given to you because of that?
Money given to me, not necessarily, but
okay.
You know, like I said, those guys took good care of me. Those guys on the other side took care of me. Not him personally and not his team personally, right. But you know,
but somebody made it right for that rematch not happening.
Kinda, you could say that. Yeah,
kinda. I understand. I don't understand the position you're in, but from the outside looking in, you had a phenomenal performance against arguably one of the best fighters, you know, top 10 pound for pound fighters in Tank, which many didn't believe it would happen. So you want the opportunity to get back and you know, I guess get the victory. But can you really, honestly, putting yourself in Tank's shoes, be upset with taking advantage of the opportunity to fight Jake Paul? Reportedly, there's about $40 million that he's going to get paid. Now, I don't know this to be, you know, accurate, but I'm saying those are the reports, right? If you were in his shoes, wouldn't you do the same thing?
See, now, this is something that I explain and express, and I hope everybody gets. That opportunity is an opportunity that you probably cannot pass up. But it's about how you handle it. It's about how you go about it. A lot of people don't know that he actually exercised his rights to the rematch, so that contractually binds us to a fight. You cannot breach that unless you do what you have to do to handle the business, to be like, okay, well, we mutually agree to let you move on or swindle around and fight.
Jake Paul defends the matchup, clarifying that it's not an exhibition like Mayweather versus Logan Paul. It's a fully sanctioned boxing match with real judges, real scoring, and a real winner. Jake proudly highlights the knockout bonus, calling it massive motivation for both sides. He says he thrives when people doubt him, and that the criticism only drives him harder. This isn't a money grab. Jake insists it's the biggest moment of his career. To him, the knockout bonus isn't just financial, it's symbolic, representing his willingness to put everything on the line against one of boxing's most dangerous fighters. Jake vows that this time, he's not just fighting to survive, he's fighting to prove he belongs among the elite.
I mean, even the list you made years and years ago, Gervonta Davis is on the list.
Yeah, exactly. It's all manifestation, and it's a very powerful thing. And yeah, I think people don't dream big or set massive aspirational goals and then also put the work in. I think that's the other thing, is like, I'm still doing sprints and track work and bench press and squats and all of these things for the sport of boxing. So when I transition to NFL, I'm going to have a lot of that natural explosiveness and power from the past 6 years of training every day.
Ryan Garcia doesn't hold back. He calls Jake Paul's move a publicity stunt designed to keep him in the spotlight rather than uplift the sport. Having his own history with Gervonta Davis, Ryan claims Tank accepted the fight mainly for the paycheck, not the challenge. According to Ryan, real fighters measure success through legacy, not through how much money or attention a single event brings.
Jake Paul versus Tank, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like everyone's talking about it. It's a whole thing. A lot of people liked it, didn't like it.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you first saw that it was a thing?
It pissed me the fuck off, bro.
Yeah, why?
It's just disappointing on mainly Jake's end. You know, we're not falling for the Disney Channel bit no more. We're not falling for you're not a fighter no more. We're not falling for that. You know, you're ranked as a cruiserweight and you're out here trying to fight a lightweight. And then on top of it, you were just talking about fighting Anthony Joshua. That doesn't make no sense. And, you know, I just felt like it was a disgrace to boxing and kind of it was not a good move by Jake Paul. You know, I understand people saying, you know, Gervonta got to go get his money, you know, blah, blah, blah. But, like, we're not talking about that shit. We're talking about the sport, bro. We're not talking about, oh, you got to get that money, bro. Yeah, but everybody's open to criticism. That's the whole point of this media shit. That's why they talk about basketball players. They don't talk about, well, LeBron's making too much. Like, nobody cares, bro. If LeBron's missing the shot, he's missing the fucking shot. So at the end of the day, bro, I just thought it was a disgrace to the sport. Because on one end, you know, you got the casuals, right? The casuals don't see the weight difference. They see Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. Yeah. And if Gervonta Davis doesn't fuck up Jake Paul, they're going to think Jake Paul is some pound-for-pound champion type of fighter. Yeah. And to me, that's just it's tricking the public, and it's kind of bullshit, bro, at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, if Gervonta was Jake Paul's size, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. There probably wouldn't even be a fight.
Sean Porter offers a more balanced but still critical view. He acknowledges that Jake Paul has successfully brought real fighters into the ring, a feat in itself, but says the motivation behind those matchups is often financial. Most opponents, Porter explains, see Jake as a profitable opportunity, not necessarily a respected fighter they're eager to test themselves against. While Jake's fame is undeniable, fame isn't the same as respect.
I like, when it's all said and done and when you guys go off, they go into the next man. So if y'all can make a big payday, go get that payday. The sport of boxing don't love you. And that's the problem with this sport. It's like what Jake Paul did, man, it's crazy, but people getting paid off of it.
Yeah.
So if he can call any one of y'all out and y'all can get that payday, I say go get it, baby. I'm not mad at it.
For me, and I'm not mad at this move at all for Tank Davis, but I think when it comes to boxing fans, there's an essence that comes with this sport, and it's an essence that hasn't been lost, unlike other sports.
Comedian and boxing enthusiast Earthquake offers a humorous but insightful take on Jake's physical disadvantages. He jokes that big, muscular fighters might look scary at first, but that bulk becomes a liability once fatigue sets in. He predicts Jake's powerful frame could backfire against Tank. While Jake may start strong, throwing explosive shots early, Tank's ring IQ, timing, and endurance will likely turn the tide as rounds go on. Boxing isn't bodybuilding, Earthquake reminds. It's about heart, lungs, and rhythm. Technique and patience, not muscle mass, determine who survives when the fight gets tough.
Well, you're a boxing fan?
Totally.
Okay. Tank Davis and Jake Paul in November. According to betonline.ag, Jake Paul's the underdog at plus 139. Gervonta Davis is the favorite at minus 180. So he's the favorite almost 2-1.
Right.
What do you think will happen in this ring?
I don't know, but Tank should beat him. Tank should beat him, but Tank is smaller. And usually in boxing, you take the bigger man, but then again, Terrence Crawford killed that when he beat Canelo.
They're the same weight.
Yeah, they was
at the
same
time.
Way,
well,
at the
no,
time.
Maybe a little bit different after they rehydrated, but they weighed in at the same weight. There's a 30-pound difference between Gervonta and Jake Paul. Jake Paul had to lose like 30 pounds to get down to like 195. And Gervonta, I think, is like 160.
Gervonta all the way up to 160?
Well, hold on. Gervonta.
160?
Well, maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. No. 133.8.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes, he 133.
It's a 60-pound weight difference.
Yes.
60 pounds.
Yes.
Ooh.
That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more updates. Until next time.